Over 60? You likely believe you are eating a reasonably healthy diet. But what if I told you that, right now, the food in your kitchen is chemically manufacturing a disease inside your body? It's not just making you gain weight, it is producing silent, chronic inflammation. This is the hidden killer behind heart disease, stroke, dementia, and joint pain. In fact, a staggering 57% of the American diet is composed of foods specifically designed to create this inflammation. This isn't just about feeling stiff in the mornings. This is about something far more dangerous. It is about the accumulation of visceral fat, the most toxic fat in your body. Visceral fat isn't just aesthetic belly fat. It is an active, toxic organ that accelerates the primary diseases of aging. It pushes your system toward dependence and frailty. I have spent decades studying longevity and nutrition. I am skeptical of quick fixes, but I stand firmly by the evidence. Today, based on research from leading institutions, including Harvard, I will show you the exact mechanism behind this silent killer. More importantly, I will reveal the 4 worst processed foods currently in your fridge or pantry that are feeding this dangerous visceral fat. And I will give you the simple 2-step Harvard fix to stop this inflammatory cycle and reclaim your independence. Your health is not predetermined. Your independence is worth fighting for. Stay with me. We are going to take back control, starting now. The science of accelerated inflammation. Metaflammation. You hear the word inflammation all the time. But let's be clear about what we are fighting. When you cut your finger, that redness and swelling is acute inflammation. It's your immune system working perfectly. The problem we face is chronic, low-level inflammation. I call this metaflammation. It's the invisible fire smoldering inside your body that never goes out. Think of it this way. Your body is constantly under siege from chemicals in your diet. This constant threat keeps your immune system in a perpetual state of emergency. It's like a 24/7 war happening at a cellular level. This perpetual state of alert damages tissues and accelerates aging. Where does this damaging inflammation come from? It comes from the fundamental breakdown of how your body processes the modern American diet. The first major mechanism is the formation of AGEs, or advanced glycation end products. This sounds complex, but the concept is simple. When high levels of refined sugar and certain types of fat mix with protein in your bloodstream, they chemically react to form these sticky, toxic compounds. Think of it as rust forming inside your body's plumbing. These AGs build up on the walls of your blood vessels and organs. They are sticky, toxic, and they trigger a massive, destructive inflammatory response. They damage the very fabric of your cells and organs. This cellular rust leads directly to the hardening of your arteries. It leads to the clouding of your eyes. It leads to the deterioration of your brain cells. And this is where the second, more dangerous mechanism comes in. Visceral fat. You know regular fat, the kind you can pinch. Visceral fat is different. It is hidden deep inside your abdominal cavity, surrounding your vital organs, your liver, your pancreas, and your intestines. Research has now unequivocally shown that visceral fat is not just storage. It is an active, toxic endocrine organ. It functions like a rogue gland, constantly pumping out inflammatory chemicals called cytokines into your bloodstream. Cytokines are alarm signals. When visceral fat releases them, they accelerate the aging process across your entire system. They cause insulin resistance, which leads to type 2 diabetes. They travel to your brain, which is the direct link to memory loss and Alzheimer's. And they damage your cardiovascular system, setting the stage for heart attacks and strokes. The core problem, the very engine of metaflammation, is that 57% of the American diet is perfectly engineered to maximize age formation and feed this toxic visceral fat. Now let's expose the 4 worst foods currently doing this damage in your home. Worst processed food. Number 1. The sweetest poison. Refined sugar. The first and most insidious killer is refined sugar. It's an undeniable addiction for millions, and it's the primary fuel for metaflammation. I'm not just talking about the sugar you add to your morning coffee. I'm talking about the hidden sugar in seemingly benign products. The primary role of refined sugar in this inflammatory process is to create those aids we discussed earlier. Think about a blood vessel wall. When you flood your system with refined sugar, it instantly triggers that glycation process, coating your cells and creating that damaging cellular rust. This process is irreversible by simple changes. The refined sugars, especially high fructose corn syrup, are designed to bypass the body's natural satiety signals. They go straight to the liver. This forces the liver to convert the excess glucose directly into visceral fat. You are training your body to store the most toxic kind of fat possible. For those over 60, this process is dramatically accelerated. Your body's insulin sensitivity is already naturally reduced. This means a smaller amount of refined sugar causes a disproportionately larger age response and visceral fat production compared to when you were younger. The pain point here is the deception. Where is this refined sugar hiding? It's in your breakfast cereals labeled as low fat. It's in your salad dressings, where you think you're making a healthy choice. It's in pre-made sauces, condiments, and even supposedly healthy fruit yogurts. Refined sugar is worst number one because it is a direct chemical accelerant of visceral fat, pushing you closer to a point of no return. The takeaway here is that eliminating refined sugar is not about weight loss. It is about literally starving the visceral fat organ that is manufacturing your chronic disease. Worst processed food number 2, the oil overload, omega-6 seed oils. The second worst food category is often marketed as heart-healthy. I'm talking about the widespread use of certain industrial seed and vegetable oils. These include corn oil, soybean oil, canola oil, cottonseed oil, and sunflower oil. For decades, we were incorrectly told that these highly processed oils were better than natural, saturated fats. The truth is that they are packed with omega-6 polyunsaturated fatty acids. Omega-6 isn't inherently bad. Your body needs it. The danger lies in the overwhelming quantity and the dramatic imbalance it creates with omega-3. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish like salmon, are profoundly anti-inflammatory. Omega-6 fatty acids are necessary for some functions, but in excess, they are pro-inflammatory. For the body to remain in a state of balance, the ideal ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 should be around 1.1 or at most 4.1. The modern American diet, due to the cheapness and use of these seed oils in almost all processed foods, has a ratio of anywhere from 10.1 to 20.1. This overwhelming imbalance is a constant inflammatory trigger. Imagine your body has two competing teams: the firefighters, omega-3, and the fire starters, omega-6. If you feed the fire starters 20 times more fuel than the firefighters, you are guaranteeing a chronic, simmering fire throughout your body. This is metaflammation being chemically sustained. These industrial seed oils are often heated to extremely high temperatures during processing. This high heat causes them to become oxidized, a process that makes them even more damaging and inflammatory once consumed. You will find these oils in virtually all commercially baked goods, fried foods, and highly processed dressings. They are worst number 2 because they chemically shift your entire cellular landscape toward a pro-inflammatory state. The key functional action here is recognizing that you must substitute these oils, not just reduce them. A salad dressing made with soybean oil, even if it has vegetables, is still a vehicle for inflammation. Worst processed food 3, the UPF gut destroyers, ultra-processed grains and additives. The third category is broad, but utterly central to the American diet. Ultra-processed grains and foods, UPFs. Data shows that UPFs account for nearly 60% of the calories consumed by the average American. This is a staggering number. Ultra-processed foods include items like refined white bread, many breakfast cereals, packaged cookies, and low-quality protein bars. They are worst of 3 because they deliver a 1-2 punch of inflammation, targeting both your blood sugar and your gut integrity. First, refined grains are stripped of their fiber and nutrients. They hit your bloodstream like pure sugar, causing that massive, instantaneous insulin spike we talked about. This creates the perfect environment for visceral fat accumulation and age formation. It is a direct path to insulin resistance. Second, the additives in UPFs actively damage your body's internal defense system. Look at the ingredient list on a box of breakfast cereal or a packaged snack. You will see ingredients like emulsifiers, artificial sweeteners, and preservatives. Research suggests these additives can disrupt the delicate balance of your gut microbiome and even damage the gut lining. When the gut lining is compromised, harmful substances can leak into your bloodstream. This is known as a leaky gut phenomenon. And what does your immune system do when it detects foreign invaders leaking from the gut? It triggers a massive systemic inflammatory response. These UPFs are chronic inflammatory accelerants. They don't just light the match, they pour gasoline on the fire of existing inflammation, Site 3.2. For those over 60, this gut damage is particularly problematic because gut function and nutrient absorption are already naturally declining. Eliminating these UPFs is a crucial step in healing your gut, calming your immune system, and cutting off the inflammatory supply line. Worst processed food No. 4, the meat additives, processed meats and nitrates. The fourth worst processed food category is often a daily staple. Processed meats. I'm referring to hot dogs, bacon, lunch meats, and some sausages. These are worst No. 4, not because of the meat itself, but because of the manufacturing process. They contain high amounts of saturated fats and are preserved using inflammatory chemicals, most notably nitrates and nitrites. Nitrates are used to give the meat its color and extend its shelf life. When consumed, these compounds can form other harmful chemicals that are linked to cellular damage and inflammation in the body. Furthermore, red meat and processed meats contain compounds that increase a specific inflammation marker called C-reactive protein. While I am not telling you to become a vegetarian overnight, the evidence strongly suggests that moderation is key, and substituting processed meats with leaner, unprocessed protein sources is a simple, functional action that yields massive anti-inflammatory benefits. You must look for the words nitrate-free or uncured when purchasing these products, but even then, diligence is required. The simple functional change here is to reduce consumption to a bare minimum, once a week, not every day. Remember, this is not about moral food choices. It is about a chemical attack on your body's systems, and these 4 food types are the primary weapons. The Harvard Fix and the 2-step action plan. You now understand the danger, visceral fat and systemic metaflammation. But knowledge alone is not enough. You need actionable steps. Research from Harvard and other major centers points to one undeniable solution: adopting an anti-inflammatory diet. One of the most effective models is the ANMED diet, the Anti-inflammatory Mediterranean diet. This isn't a complex, restrictive diet plan. It's a philosophy of substitution and inclusion. The ANMED philosophy teaches us that healthy aging is achieved by substituting the toxic 4 with foods that actively fight inflammation. This is the key to reclaiming your independence. Think of it as adding firefighters back to your system. What foods are in the ANMED model? Leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables. Spinach, kale, and broccoli are rich in antioxidants and fiber, which heal the gut and reduce inflammation. Berries and dark fruits. Blueberries, strawberries, and cherries are packed with polyphenols, powerful compounds that neutralize free radicals and AGs. Extra virgin olive oil. EVOO. This is critical. EVOO contains a substance called oleocanthal, which acts as a natural anti-inflammatory agent, similar to ibuprofen, but without the side effects. It's a healthy fat that helps reduce systemic inflammation. Fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, and sardines provide the desperately needed omega-3s to rebalance your omega-6 overload. The 2-step action plan. You do not need to overhaul your entire life today. We need 2 simple, functional steps to start reversing visceral fat production and calming metaflammation. Step 1. The 1-for-1 swap. Commit to replacing one of the 4 worst foods with one of the ANMED foods for the next 7 days. If your worst is the refined sugar in your breakfast cereal, swap it for a handful of blueberries in plain Greek yogurt. If your worst is the processed meat sandwich at lunch, swap the meat for canned tuna or a handful of legumes, beans, lentils. This simple substitution is not elimination. It is a tactical replacement. It is the most powerful habit you can build. Step 2. The lifestyle check, cortisol control. Remember that chronic inflammation is not just food. Stress and sleep are also chemical accelerants. Stress releases the hormone cortisol, and cortisol is highly pro-inflammatory. It directly contributes to the accumulation of visceral fat. You must manage stress. Even a simple 5-minute grounding walk or intentional deep breathing can shift your nervous system from the fight or flight, sympathetic mode, to the rest and digest, parasympathetic mode. Prioritize 7-9 hours of consistent, quality sleep. This is when your body repairs and clears out the inflammatory debris of the day. This combination, food change plus stress/sleep management, is the comprehensive Harvard fix. It addresses both the external fuel and the internal hormonal drive of metaflammation. We have unveiled the ultimate threat to your independence, the silent chemical warfare waged by ultra-processed foods against your body, manifesting as visceral fat and metaflammation. You have learned that visceral fat is not a passive deposit. It is an active endocrine organ, constantly manufacturing disease-accelerating cytokines. And you now hold the knowledge of the 4 worst culprits: refined sugar, high omega-6 oils, UPFs, and processed meats, and the simple, functional actions you can take today. You have the power to starve the visceral fat. You have the power to heal your gut. You have the power to manage your inflammation. You have earned your independence, and I want you to keep it for decades to come. Your most valuable asset is not your retirement fund. It is your health. Protect it aggressively. Now, I have a question for you. I want to build a community of people dedicated to fighting metaflammation. Of the 4 worst foods we covered today, which one do you think will be the hardest to eliminate from your daily routine? Is it the quick fix meal or the sweet treat you have every night? Tell us in the comments. Your answer might help someone else find the motivation to start their journey. And if you are ready to tackle the other half of this crisis, how inflammation is destroying your brain and memory, then watch our next video right now. We dive deep into a simple solution. Watch the Gut-Brain Link 5. Anti-inflammatory probiotics that restore your memory after 60. Link is in the description below. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and share this vital message with someone you care about. Your independence is your greatest freedom. Protect it.